Hello, everyone. It's Andrea Vall. I am sorry I'm just a little bit late here, but happy to be here. And it's super excited to talk about today's topic. So I am just making sure people can hear me, and hopefully you can. And just feel free to pop in there with a comment. This is going to be a participation event. So if you're watching this live, that's awesome. Please participate. If you are watching this on a recording, please participate as well. I will circle back to these comments and happy to connect with you because this is all a big experiment. I haven't done a presentation like this in a live stream, so we're just going to go with it, and I'm super excited. So yeah. Let me just get my slides going here. And it's a little technically challenging sometimes to run things. I think I need about 4 different screens here to run them. That's my feeling anyway. So awesome. We're going to be talking today about how to get better results from your Facebook and Instagram ads. And this is one of my favorite topics because I love to really dive into the analysis of things and really get into all the nitty-gritty of analyzing. So let me just get my slides shared here. Woohoo. Awesome. Okay, hopefully everyone can see that. And hi, Deb. Thanks so much for your help here with moderating. This is Deb. She's going to be helping me out with some great assistance here. And hi, Michelle. Thanks so nice. Thanks. I do feel like I'm looking great. Thank you. You're awesome, Michelle. So we're going to be talking about how to get better results from your Facebook and Instagram ads. And let me get back to my slides now. I need to know how to advance my slides. So today we're going to be talking about, I think actually I forgot to change this slide. We're going to be talking about what factors into the best results. And we're going to be talking also about limiting your variables and kind of doing the test plan, and then how to analyze and troubleshoot your results. I did remember to change that slide. That's good. And if you know me, you know that I like to wear wigs, and this is actually one of my favorite wigs. So that's a little bonus there. A little bit more about me. I have written 3 editions of Facebook Marketing All-in-One for Dummies, along with Amy Porterfield and Phyllis Kerr, and wrote the first 2 editions with me. And then John Hayden and Jan Zimmerman wrote the 3rd edition. And I've also done a book called Facebook Ads Made Simple. I've run Facebook ads for clients for 9 years. I have helped my clients earn over $2 million directly from Facebook ads in the past 3 years. It's awesome. And I've got a course, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about my Facebook ads course at the end of this presentation, in addition to answering any questions about the results and and analyzing and things like that. So we'll dive into all that. And then I also do stand-up comedy. That's another thing I do. So rule number 1 with getting good results from your Facebook and Instagram ads is to have a good product. That's a huge thing. People, whether it's an actual product that you're selling or a lead magnet that is sort of your product, whatever you are advertising has to be a good product. I don't know if the sauna pants are going to really go over real big. I don't know who's buying those. Squeeze bacon. Maybe you could target people who like bacon. I'm not sure. Nothing can save the picnic pants. I don't care if you're targeting people who love picnics and hate fashion, but you still, I don't think, are going to sell a lot of picnic pants with Facebook and Instagram ads. And the biggest rule of all of this is always be testing, because that is where you're going to get better results. And Facebook announced that the top performing ad accounts created and tested 11 times more creative than less successful accounts. So testing is key. The other thing that's really key is the strategy, because that is a huge piece of this as well. because that's where I've found a lot of people don't have the right focus. And just with tweaking the strategy, tweaking the optimization of your campaign can really make a huge difference. So let's talk about the different approach factors in optimizing ads. Number one is that offer. You've got to have a good product, a good offer, a good lead magnet, whatever that is. It's got to be something that's compelling and interesting. You've got to have the right strategy and optimization around your ads. And I'll talk a little bit about that in just a bit. Targeting an audience come into play in a big way, because I've seen that people are targeting way too wide, sometimes way too narrow. Sometimes they have the wrong budget for their audience that they're targeting, and it can really run the gamut there. And then image and text. So I want to ask you guys, these two ads have been running for just a little bit, and I want to ask you guys, and this is where you get to comment and participate, is how many of you think the images with the canned vegetables did better? And then how many of you think the images with the people did better? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts there. So let's do, oh, Teresa's saying you'll watch after your appointment. So let me just see. I know that there's a delay. So these two ads are advertising a free webinar, free training here. And they've just been running for a short time, but we're already seeing a huge winner. One of these ads is getting 50% cheaper lead costs than the other. So which one do you think it is? We have a lot of people saying the people with the people. Yeah, you guys are right. I actually thought that the image with the cans would do better. And I know, sorry, we can't share who these people are because there's a little issue with being in a group, but I will be able to see who those comments are later. But yeah, Michelle says vegetables. I actually thought the vegetables were going to do a little bit better with this ad, but it is the image with the people. It's getting 50% cheaper lead costs. And, that's the problem, is that I guess wrong all the time. I thought the vegetables were going to do better, but the people are doing better. And so you've got to do these tests, and you've got to test kind of very different images, because if they're just like a small change to it, it's not a big enough difference to make a huge, to change your results that much. So choosing very different images is a great strategy as well. Okay, now I've got to get back to my slides. This is just a fun little interesting experiment here. So the other thing that comes into play is the strategy. So here's a client of mine I've been working with for a while, and he was trying to advertise his course with Facebook ads, and he was sending traffic right to his course page and hadn't warmed them up at all, and hadn't let them know who he was, even though he was a vet who had lots of experience with helping dogs and their pain. And he was just sending them right to his course page. So what we did was we changed his strategy to have a webinar beforehand. And then he was able to send people to his webinar, give them some information, some valuable information that can help them. And then at the end of the webinar, sell his course. And with that, we were able to, and actually had a very easy Zoom webinar page that he started with. Now he's evolved his strategy for sure. But we started very simply, just testing this new strategy out. And we were able to put the pixel in the Zoom webinar. And then he was able to sell his product on the webinar, and we were able to get 8 times return on his ad spend. And now he's able to run 2 webinars a month and does extremely well with his Facebook ads just by changing his strategy. So if you're not getting the right results from your Facebook and Instagram ads, it could be that you have the wrong strategy. It could be that even like your lead magnet may not be compelling. Maybe test something different there. One of the biggest mistakes that I see is the fact that people are using boosted posts. It's actually just gotten worse. Boosted posts are a big mistake with Facebook ads, and actually even worse with Instagram ads. You definitely do not want to boost posts on Instagram because you're just getting likes on your Instagram post and people won't even see you again. It's really terrible. You're just wasting your money completely. So Facebook boosted posts just changed. And some of the things I think are a little bit dangerous than they used to be, because now it automatically optimizes your ads to what they think you want to optimize around, which is ridiculous because they just recently optimized one of my ads around purchases. And there wasn't even it was a blog post that I was trying to get traffic. I tried it out to see like what it would choose to optimize around. And it optimized around purchases when I really wanted website traffic. So it's really ridiculous. Sometimes you can't even choose the right optimization that you want from the boosted post, and you're going to get much better results from using the ads manager. And the other thing that's a problem with this is that it defaults your placements to all placements. And again, you're advertising on Instagram when you don't even necessarily want to advertise your boosted post on Instagram. And oftentimes that gets terrible results over there and it gets a lot of engagement, but that's not maybe what you want. So boosted posts are not optimized correctly. And here's an example of a client who was optimizing their posts and just boosting them. I mean, they were just boosting them and trying to get engagement, but they were getting no sales. So they had all this money they had spent. And as soon as I started running more optimized sales around a purchase, we started getting sales right away. So that is like incredible. Facebook can do a good job with your ads when they're optimized correctly. So not only do you want the right strategy, you want to make sure you're optimizing your ads correctly. So here are the two types of ads that will get you better results with Facebook and Instagram. And that is conversion ads, which are going from your ad to your website and optimized around a conversion event that is on a thank you page, or maybe in your shopping cart where you're optimizing around purchases or leads or something like that. And that is my favorite type of ad to run because it does really well. The Facebook pixel can really give you a great ad. So make sure you're definitely optimizing around the pixel. The other type of ad that I love and can work really well is a lead generation ad. Now, this is different. I don't actually use lead generation ads quite as much because I like sending the traffic to a website because you can do a little bit more with the Facebook pixel. But the ad all happens on Facebook. So if you're choosing the lead generation ad, that means you're choosing this pop-up form, and then the leads go into the back end of your Facebook page in the publishing area. And you can redirect it to the website if you want, or you can actually have them do a call now phone message. But it's great for if you don't have a landing page or page on your website that's perfectly optimized for good traffic from Facebook. You can have it all happen within Facebook and get leads there. And then the other thing you can do is automate the post or the leads in the back end to send you a text message or send you an email if you're using something like Zapier or Zapier. I don't even know how that's pronounced. I need to figure that out because I've been using it a while and I still don't know how it's pronounced. So here are the two types of ads that get you better results. It is lead generation ads and conversion ads, and those are in the ads manager. So hopefully you're using those types of ads. If you are, then let's dive into the next level where we're going to get to the stats that you want to watch. So let's talk about watching critical stats. And these are my boys when they were young. And you have to watch your stats because they can get into trouble, right? Just like kids, just like my boys. And this is my son Henry on the right. He would have like one M&M, and I don't know how he would do it. He would have chocolate all over his face. It was amazing. It was really kind of a gift that he had a talent for getting chocolate all over his face. So we have a lot of pictures like that of him. And then the other picture is my son, who's like to make messes and get into things. So you got to watch your ads just like your kids. So nothing really matters except your key performance indicator. Now, your KPI, key performance indicator, what that means is you are making sure that the one thing that you want is what you're optimizing around. So if you want sales, you're optimizing around a purchase. If you're optimizing around a purchase and you want better performance, you should probably be watching your return on ad spend, your ROAS. And you can only watch that stat when you have your Facebook pixel set up correctly. And when the sale is happening on your website, you can then watch that return on ad spend. And so there's a lot of numbers that are available in there. And there's a lot of information there, but you don't have to pay attention to all of it. You have to just really focus on, one, maybe two stats, because you might want to move people along the path to getting to that stat. You might need to watch how many people are adding something to the cart and then purchasing. So you're moving people along, but nothing really matters except that key performance indicator. So what is the key performance indicator? And that can depend on you. It can depend on what you want out of your ads. I tend to focus on the bottom half of this list where I'm looking for add to cart, sales, return on ad spend, complete registrations if I'm trying to get leads, things like that. So the easier things to get from Facebook are things like reach and video views. And those can be really, really cheap to get. But is that really truly what you want from your ads? You probably want the things that are closer to the bottom of this list. But it could be that you are looking for more of a brand visibility, and then maybe it is something like reach in that case. So here's a couple of examples. So we were doing a webinar, and we were looking to see what our cost per result was. And we could see that we were getting $1.21 per completed registration per webinar opt-in on some of these audiences, and one was giving us $1.04. So that's kind of the one we want to focus on, right? We want to stop the other ads that are higher cost and focus on the cheaper results in that case. Let's just get to the next. So the way you get better results is to test more. So that was one of the things I talked about earlier, is that we're testing different things, and you're setting up a test plan so you can really evaluate what's giving you better results. And so you're going to set up a combination of lookalike audiences, keywords, maybe some targeting particular fans of particular Facebook pages. Maybe you're going to target by a behavior like small business owner that's available out there. And you're going to test exactly what works for you. And this is an example test plan of running ads for 4 to 5 days at $10 a day at each ad set, and then evaluate. Your test plan could look totally different depending on your budget. Maybe you're just testing for a short time, and maybe you have a larger budget and you can ramp up and test a lot more things. So this is just an example for maybe a smaller budget, where then you'd be testing essentially at $50 a day because you're testing each ad set at $10 a day. And then at the end of 4 or 5 days, sometimes you can see results within 3 days. You're then stopping the ads that aren't performing as well and keeping going the other ads. So now let's go and talk about analyzing your results. So analyzing your results here it's really about diving into the reports. And we're looking at each level, where we're looking at the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level. And then we're seeing, okay, what audience is doing better and what what ad image is doing better in these cases. So we have a pretty good range on this one where we were doing some different webinars. We have anything from $1 for retargeting ads all the way up to $2.46 for retargeting that was a video. So in this case, I had two retargeting audiences. One was just images and one was video. And the images were giving me better than, well, I can't even do math, guys. It's like it's like more than 50% better results. I'm just going to generalize there. And then you're looking at each level, looking at the ads, and we can see here one ad was giving us 44 cents per lead and the other one was giving us 32 cents per lead. So, some of these differences, if you're spending money over time, you are then adding that up to big savings. Even if you're just saving like 10% a day on your results, that can add up a lot over the month. So that's at the ads reporting level. You can also see a graphical results to see kind of how the trend is going. And that's by pulling up that chart. And now you can see that your costs are increasing. You can kind of mouse over that chart and take a look at what's happening with that over an extended period of time. And then the other thing you can do is compare your results like week to week and month to month. So now you're really seeing this specific percentage increase. So it's a little bit more tangible. I like this one because I can really kind of then say, wow, we got, 30% increase in lead cost. I've got to turn that particular ad set off, because it might not feel like a lot, but when you really put it into those numbers, it can be a lot more. And the other thing you're doing is looking at the breakdown reports. Now, there's a lot of ways to break down the information here. And if you're using something like dynamic creative or different placements or things like that, you can really dive into those breakdown reports and see where the opportunities are and see where you may be overspending or Facebook may be overspending in this case. So in this example, they were actually spent the most money on the highest cost headline. So, I want to maybe remove that headline from my options so that Facebook isn't wasting my money. And then, I already talked about this. But nothing really matters except that key performance indicator, like I said, because really you can look at some of the generic numbers there and kind of say, well, does click-through rate matter or does CPM matter, or what are all these different numbers? But really you're optimizing everything around that one thing that you really want. But there can be some troubleshooting that goes into this. So some troubleshooting can, you can ask yourself, hey, in general, if all of a sudden our results start getting worse, maybe something like the CPM has changed, the cost per thousand impressions has changed, which could mean that there's higher competition, which is happening right now during the election season and also happens during the end of the year where more people are advertising for the holidays. So then we might need to do more tests to take a look at different things that we haven't explored before. Maybe it's a wider audience, or maybe it's a totally different optimized ad in some ways. If if our costs are going up, maybe it's the frequency is the problem. I was noticing this in a client of mine where we had been running an ad, been performing for a long time. We were running it for a month and it was doing great. And then as the frequency started to really creep up, our performance was degrading and we needed to freshen up and create new images. So that's a huge thing. The other thing you want to think about is like, where in the process, where in the funnel are people dropping out? And that's where I was talking about where maybe they're not adding something to the cart. Maybe they're not clicking through. Maybe, people aren't even clicking on the ad at all. So, the ad's a dud. So you really want to kind of take a look at these numbers if you're really having problems, and you can do some more troubleshooting there. And if you're really doing a lot of testing and you've really optimized a lot of things and you've discovered that it's your website is performing fine with different types of traffic and it's not Facebook, or maybe things aren't performing at all, you may just be the picnic pants of the internet. That could be the whole problem. So that could be the issue there. So I just wanted to give you some ideas on how to get better results, and really what it can come down to is having a system. That can be a way that you get better results. Having a system for testing, having a system for analyzing your ads. And that comes into play with my Facebook Advertising Secrets course. And I want to just invite you to join me in that. If you are running ads for clients and need a system and need to get better results, this is a fantastic course for you. And basically, it's a business in a box, really, because it gives you the strategy, the tactics, and we really dive so much deeper into analyzing and figuring out your ads for your clients so that you're getting better results for them. And then the other piece of it is that it gives you everything you need to start your business, things like the proposal templates, the report templates, and the what's the word I'm trying to think of the contract template, all kinds of templates that you get in the Facebook Advertising Secrets. The strategy dives into how to set up strategy for different types of businesses, because that's what I found is that there is no one size fits all approach to Facebook ads. Different types of businesses like nonprofits or realtors or online courses or B2B and B2C have different strategies that need a different approach. And I dive into each one of those strategies and outline them for you so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And then the tactics are really about not just how to do something, but why to do it. And what happens is Facebook has a lot of their own training out there, but oftentimes their advice is actually bad for you and good for Facebook. So what I give you is the actual tactics that work best for ads for these businesses, and tell you exactly what settings to use, exactly what kinds of things that need to be on and off, because there's a lot of complex settings that Facebook has added into their ads. So the tactics really get nitty-gritty there. And then analyzing and improving. So this is all about diving deep into those reports, setting up those meaningful reports, comparing your metrics. And we go much deeper than what I just talked about in the course, because oftentimes it's really subtle on how you determine what you should test next. So, and then the other thing that's amazing is that there's a group that can help you give you exact feedback for your specific situation. And then the step 4 is this ads business. And this really, like I mentioned, goes into all the proposal and report templates. We talk about how to work with these multiple clients and really dive into packaging and pricing your services so that you make sure you're setting the right rates for your business. Because if you're setting your rates too low, you're not going to last long and you're going to burn out because you're undercharging. That's a huge piece of this. And then there are tons and tons of bonuses. The bonuses are things like the pixel guide. We talk about how to work with the business manager, all these checklists, the getting started checklists, the ROI calculator to determine if your account or if your ads are going to be profitable. And we dive deeper into the troubleshooting there too. And then there's even more bonuses. I love the bonuses. There's a Canva image ad template. There's swipe files. There's all kinds of client scripts for you. And then the contract, like I mentioned, which is huge, because someone was recently asking me about that, if there was a contract template they had out there. And I've had one created by a lawyer for Facebook ads, and we have highlighted all the things that you need to change in that template so you know that you've got a good contract to start from. And then giant bonus is a certification, which gives you the credibility and confidence and allows you to get more referrals and win more business because people see that you've had training. And the super bonus is a community. Really, this is worth the price of the course alone because this is a private Facebook group with all kinds of smart people in there answering questions, including me. And the problem with a lot of courses out there is you'll never see the course creator in the group answering your questions. And I'm in there all the time answering questions, giving feedback, giving you specific advice for your clients so that you look like a rock star. And we're going to have some 8 weeks of live training in our group coming up, which is going to be awesome because there's a lot of live demos and things there. So recapping all the benefits and everything that you get in the course, it really comes out to a over $10,000 value with the course. And actually, I was just having someone tell me in an email that they just spent $5,000 on a course that wasn't as good as mine. And they were so sad because they wished they had heard about my course before they heard about that course, because there is so much value in it. And you can get started for just $366 for the first payment. And then there's 5 additional payments, or you can save some money and pay in full at $14.97. So such an amazing deal because you get a year of personal mentoring from me in the Facebook group, in addition to all that stuff, all the live training, all the videos, the downloads, everything in there. $14.97. It's a steal. It's awesome. It is so great. And I really am focused on your results, and it's all about having a system that will give you the confidence and give you the community that you need to successfully run high converting Facebook and Instagram ads so that you can start and grow your own business. And it's a perfect time to do that right now. So join me there. I'm going to check and see if there's any questions. This is the URL. Sign up by October 14th. I'm going to check and see if there are any questions that came up during. And Deb, thank you so much for all your work on that. Awesome. Great. I don't see any questions right now, but if you're listening to the replay of this and you have some questions on anything we talked about in here, please let me know. I would love to answer those. And we can, if you have any questions about the course, let me know that too. All right. Thanks everyone. Talk to you later.